During the very first show, it was our very first season, June 2018, we focused in a hurricane season. We also focused it again 2 years earlier. 2 years ago. So that was a total of that was just years that we focused on hurricane season. But what you need to do, what you need to do, how to prepare for it. Well, this Throwback Thursday, we're going to tell you how you can prepare for hurricane season by rewatching some videos, some clips. Now, I've already shown them to you earlier this season. If you watch the original channel, the American Player channel, which has the Give Me a Break episodes, newer ones. If you're not familiar with this channel is doing reruns and also doing Throwback Thursdays, while still giving out the common sense perspective. Earlier this season, we showed you 2 Katie Jeffrey videos from her Driving Me Crazy segment, where it's all about the crazy drivers. Now, later on, we talked about driving while intoxicated. I want to talk about other things I didn't talk about during that time. So before the common sense, I wanted to focus in on one thing. Now, I may focus in again on the original channel for those subscribers out there. So, with that in mind, I get to our original Throwback Thursday. Now, what do you do when you prepare for a hurricane? Well, for being a first-timer hurricane myself, the things I would prepare for, you need to prepare for this. You need to make sure you know these things. The county where you live, the state where you live, the county you live, and your zone evacuations, number 1. Number 2, evacuations are for your own good. They're really for your own good. I mean, think about it. I mean, if you say I'm not coming with you, you're on your own, buddy. Homeless people out there, they don't have shelter. So what else can you do? Here's Katie Jeffries.
Alright guys, it is the start of hurricane season. Yay! If I hear the words cone of concern, I think my eye will start twitching. The last 2 seasons have not been good to us. We had Matthew and then Irma. So whoever said Jacksonville never gets hurricanes, you are full of So I'm actually doing these videos from a different car because my last car got destroyed in Irma. R.I.P. Mabel in Malibu. It's fine. It's not like I'm still bitter about it or anything. So if you're gonna get ready, let's just do it now. Because the last thing I want to see is when people wait until the last second and then suddenly you can't find food or water anywhere. The poor guy at Publix, when he brings the water out from the back, it's like a scene from Braveheart of people just like storming the aisle trying to get to that water. Just do it now and you don't have to worry about it. Because when there's a storm coming, people are like, where are the eggs? Where's the milk? I need bread. What are you guys doing? Are you making French toast during hurricanes? Like, I don't get it. Just go get some canned goods, get some like Chef Boyardee or something, stock up on some water, and like you're fine. Just put that away in a closet and don't worry about it. And while we're on the subject of hurricanes here, evacuations are for your own safety. But if you mention evacuations, people at the beach are like,
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving!
Why? You're on your own. If you stay, you're on your own. And like, don't get me wrong, I love the beach. But then it's like the storm is upon us and everybody flees across the intercoastal to take refuge over with the townies. Just leave when they tell you to leave. And please be nice to the meteorologists. They are seriously doing the best that they can. It is science. They can't just predict the future. If you can predict a storm perfectly, 10 days out, you know exactly where it's going to hit and what time, you are a sorcerer, and I want you to come work for us. But seriously, the motto I like to live by is, unless Deegan is worried, I'm not worried. Because Tim Deegan has been tracking hurricanes since before most of us were even born. The man knows what he's talking about. If I see him get concerned, then I will get concerned. But until then, I'm not panicking. We're Floridians. We've seen this before. It's not like a freak blizzard or something. We have hurricanes that happen. We're a peninsula. We're just hanging out there in the ocean anyway. We can handle this. You know, the rest of the country pokes fun at us because, you know, we have gators that sometimes show up in our backyards and we have some kind of crazy news stories that happen here. But if there is one thing that we do know, we know hurricanes. We can do this.
I believe in y'all. And common sense alert to the first video.
guys, it is the start of hurricane.
Like Katie said, evacuations are for your own good. If you stay, you're on your own. Like those movies say, I'm not freaking leaving, I'm staying right here. Or The Jungle Book, I'm not going, I'm staying right here. And the McGear's like, you're going to the man village, you will have to drag you. Come here, come. That's it, you're on your own. It's a Jungle Book joke. I'm sorry, I'm all fucked up on Disney. That was a terrible joke. But if it was good, I applaud you for it. Okay, common sense perspective is this. Evacuation is for your own good. Stock up now and do it. Stock up now and be able to do it later. At work, you're sitting there talking to your friends. You forgot to get. You're talking to your friends. You forgot. You gotta get stocked up before the next rush or whatever. It's for your own good. Just try to remember that. Okay. Coming up next. More on our Hurricane Throwback Thursday. Then still ahead. Something to not talk about while I was talking about driving while intoxicated or driving drunk. Stay with us. Now, in case you didn't remember, back in 2018, on our very first season, I focused on hurricane season 2018. Then 2 years later, we did it again for 2020 because of Hurricane Hannah. Now, I'm going to tell you, I experienced my first hurricane, this is probably a good story, but I'm going to tell it to you. It was almost 6 years ago. This is when the show happened. I didn't do Harvey. I was evacuated. If I had my camera with me, we would do shows while we were being evacuated. So this is a good story. I experienced the first hurricane back when I had long hair. And literally, it was the very first hurricane. I mean, my family and I planned to go. I planned to go in San Antonio, but no, we had to go to my father's shop because the hurricane can reach us. So power was out for a few days. So we got everything we needed, and it was a great time for me. My dad was like, "It's your very first hurricane," and his words. Those were his words right there, and those words got me. Got me into writing a song. I'm not gonna play it for you today. I'm not gonna play it tonight because this is very serious here. However, we didn't go back until probably August or September, when everyone had power. So the moral of the story is, from a common sense perspective, is if someone tells you to evacuate, you need to evacuate. I mean, if you stay, you're on your own. You're on your own, really. You are on your own when it comes to hurricanes. Now, earlier this season, sometime during the season, we focused in on the first timers. You know, the first timers, like from traveling out of state. Here again, Katie Jeffers.
It is the beginning of hurricane season. I know a lot of people moved to Jacksonville in just the last few years. Stop clogging up our roads. So I know a fair amount of you watching this have never been through a hurricane. I've been through a bunch. I look like a wet rat in all of them. But if this is your rookie season, this one's for you. First of all, don't believe people who say, hurricanes never hit Jacksonville. First of all, false. People told me that all the time when I moved here, and Matthew, Irma, and my flooded car would like a word. So starters, make yourself a kit. You don't need to overthink this. Get yourself one of these. Something waterproof that seals. Put some food in it. My personal favorite, Chef Boyardee. You can judge me all you want, but after eating granola bars for days, there's no power, and you are hungry as hell, this tastes like a 4-star Michelin meal. Stock up on snacks, because when the power goes out, you have nothing to do but sit around and eat. Go get yourself some jugs of water, because right before a storm, people storm the aisles like Braveheart, fighting over pallets of water. Oh, and you might want to stock up on a few adult beverages. I'm not saying you need to drink to get through a hurricane. I'm also not saying that. Next, make copies of all your important papers and your insurance papers. Then take your phone, go around and film your house like you're on MTV Cribs. Trust me, you are going to want this video when you have to fight with your insurance company. If you hear nothing else from this video, I need you to know these 3 things. Where you live on a map, the county in which you live, your evacuation zone. None of these 3 things should be hard, but you would not believe the calls that we get into our newsroom if there is a storm approaching. Carol calls because she wants to know if it's going to rain at her house and should she evacuate. Well, first of all, Carol, yes. If it's a hurricane, it's going to rain at your house. It's going to rain everywhere. Should you evacuate? I can't answer that for you. Does it normally flood at your house when you get a heavy rain? Is there a medical reason like an oxygen tank that you're going to need power? Do you live in an evacuation zone? I can't answer the phone calls anymore that come into the newsroom because I feel like freaking Jerry Maguire.
Help me help you.
Seriously, know these 3 things and it will make your life a lot easier. Quick edit. I realized I forgot a couple things. Importantly, if you have a pet, you need to make a plan for them too. If your plan for your pet is to just leave them behind and wish them the best of luck, you need to start finding a new home for your pet because you don't deserve them. And yes, I know that wild animals have survival instincts, but do you think Fifi here has ever had to struggle for a day in her life? No. She doesn't know how to survive a hurricane any better than you do. So take them with you. It's a non-negotiable. And if you're going to ride it out, make sure you plan on having food and water for your pet as well. Also, don't tape your windows. I don't know who started this nonsense, but this doesn't do anything. If you are actually worried about your windows, board them up. Cool? Alright, back to your original video. I could go on for days, but this should get you started. To summarize, hurricane season is as Florida as a python eating a gator. It's just a fact of life down here. It's something we live with. If something serious kicks up, I promise we will be here with you to get you through it. But until then, you don't need to panic. Think of this as your rookie season. And for the love of all things Florida, know your zone.
Damn right. Damn right. The state you live, the county you live, and your evacuation zone. So you live in Texas, you live in Oasis County, you need to know your evacuation zone. That is a key crucial point and common sense alert. You've got to be nice to the meteorologist. Listen here, I watch the weather every damn day. People may tell me, oh, they're lying. To those people, I give a big F you to you. That's what I give. But listen, I take Dale Nelson, Sharon Ray, Bill Alexander, Stephanie L., Alan Holt, Carly Smith, and Kristen Walla very, 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 very seriously. I take them very seriously. If it's going to rain, I cannot go outside. If it's sunny, I'm good to go. If it's hot, I hydrate my ass, I put sunscreen on my face, and I'm good to go. That's how I take them very seriously. Y'all gotta start taking them seriously too. If you can predict a storm, you are a sorcerer. I want you to work for every news organization ever in the damn world. All right. Okay, we got all for hurricanes. Up next, the 7 reasons why homework sucks. I should have seen many times, but I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this from my perspective: why homework sucks, and from Rob. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Years ago, we showed you 7 reasons why homework sucks. I want to talk to you about 7 reasons why homework should not be banned. The first reason is homework gives students a chance to practice and remember what they have learned in class, which helps them understand the subject better. It forces learning. That's reason number 1. The second reason is students learn to be responsible for their own learning and to form good study habits that will help them in the long run when they don't have homework. It increases motivation. Students can become motivated and interested in learning by setting goals that they can reach and getting feedback on what they're doing. So it's like self-feedback. Prepare students for real-life situations. Students can't get ready for their future jobs by doing homework that requires them to do research, solve problems, and think critically. So it's all about problem solving. Provides feedback to teachers. Teachers can learn a lot from the results of homework assignments, which can help them tailor their lessons and change their teaching methods. It increases teacher-student interaction. By commenting on students' homework, teachers can learn more about each student's strength and weakness. And lastly, develops time management skills. Students can learn important time management skills like completing their homework by a due date. So if it's like a project, if it's like a project and they say you have 2-3 weeks, they say I'm going to assign you a project, partners, so and so, blah blah blah. Your project, you're going to make a model of the solar system, write an essay about it, so and so, blah blah blah. I'm going to give you guys 2 weeks to finish this, blah blah blah, so and so, this and this. I've had plenty of projects. Like when I was in ROTC, I made a boat. My dad and I did a lot of work on it. My family helped out. We did a lot of work on it, so and so, blah blah blah. And we didn't use it. Now that you've focused in on why homework should not be banned, here are the 2 videos from Rob. First one's from 9 years ago, and the other one's from 6 years ago. We're going to show both. I know it may be the same. I know, and you may be thinking, oh, it's the same video. What's the big difference? Watching, you'll see.
Boss specifically mentioned that.
Let's get on with the rant, you wild platypus. Number 1, some teachers in classrooms assign overwhelming amounts of homework. Meaning, if you did every single homework assignment, you'd have at least a C in the class, a passing grade. But most people copy homework, finish it fast so they don't have to do it later, don't retain the information, and pass the class without learning shit. Number 2, some teachers assign homeworks that are worth like 2 points for 10 questions. The entire classroom semester is like 5,000 points because there's 100-point projects and 200-point quizzes and exams. And the fucking homework is worth like 5 points. And sometimes they're like written paragraph answers that take an hour to do. Skip it. Use that hour to study or something else because it's not worth it. Number 3, teachers assign a shit ton of homework where all it is copying down. Let's just say they're math problems. 5 plus 5 equals 10. Addition, subtraction. I get maybe like 5 or 10 where you get on a roll and you start learning, oh, like I actually figured it out. Like this is how you do it. Okay, I'm getting better, I'm getting good, and this is it. They go overboard. They assign fucking 100 of the same problems. Because then after like problem 20, it's just like repetitive bullshit. Now I'm sitting here tired, literally from writing. My hand is cramping, Mrs. Puffs, make it stop. And it's literally repetition to the point where it's a waste of time. If I know how to do it by problem 20, I know how to do it by problem 100. So those packets are a giant fucking waste of time. Number 4, some teachers are bad teaching in classrooms as it is. There are some fantastic teachers who have made a giant impact on my life that I'm so grateful for. But then there are some that's like, where did you get your teaching degree? A cereal box? The classroom's out of control with people asking stupid questions. Wait, so like the United States has like multiple like states, filled with like dumbass people. Is this gonna be on the test, but then when the teachers assign you homework in that class, nothing from the homework you see on the test. I had a class the other day where I had to do 550 vocab cards within a span of like 3 weeks. I'd rather have jerked off an elephant. Which none of the words, even as I studied through them, none of the words appeared on the test. What was the point? I'm a verbal learner. I like the environment and the information given to me, spoken, all of those interactions in the classroom. I don't retain information by copying things down. So if I'm doing fucking vocab cards and I'm looking on the screen and copying it down, I'm just next. I'm retaining nothing. I just want to get it fucking done as fast as I can. Number 5. Some teachers assign you things where you clearly it just hits you after, doing it and turning it in. Wow, that assignment almost had no relevance to the class. Say it's like some government class and you do current events and, things that matter. And then there'll be one assignment that's like fucking totally irrelevant. Analyze what types of dreams your baby sister has and compare them to the problems of the world today. I have to spend 5 days in a fucking group to get this done. When absolutely there is nothing, not even different aspects of it, nothing that pertains to the class and all the tests I took after that assignment. Why give me material to review when it's not going to be on the test? And the worst part about tests, including homework, some things on the homework are never on the test, so you're better off paying attention in class more or reading the book. Critical thinking tests, where nothing is relevant. It's all totally what you can connect the dots with. The number one thing I hate about those kinds of tests is when you ask a teacher a question because you're stumbled with like 2 or 3 answers. And you explain, well, this one makes sense in this case scenario, and that one makes sense in that case scenario. Both answers could be right. And I got this before. Yeah, you're right, but one of them's a little bit more correct than the other. Also, ever heard of example questions and answers on the internet? Example essays? It's not plagiarism, it's influence. Last but not least, I hate far-fetched homework, where it'll be like 100-point if you want to do it assignment to raise your grade. Oh, take a trip with your family to the Grand Canyon, stand by the edge and roll a boulder down the entire cliffside, and measure its velocity and see when the sun comes up if it's on the east or west on a Tuesday night at 3 o'clock. You're gonna want some bullshit thing like that. Do you think half of the class actually does it? They just bullshit it, write down what would have happened using little scientific formulas or something like that, and you're set. No one actually goes out of their way that much to do something like that. And what's the deal with teachers saying in-class homework? There's no such thing as in-class homework. It's called classwork, meaning it's a way of saying, you guys don't have homework today, but I'm not gonna, let it off that easy. I'm just gonna say you guys can do your homework in class. Evaluate your points, evaluate the amount of homework, evaluate the type and what it can be used for. Because honestly, most of the time, homework sucks. Through middle school, high school, college. Sometimes your teacher's great, sometimes you look at the homework and be like, this class is the best. Barely get assigned homework, but it's still very good homework, actually something I'd want to do, to kind of prepare myself and shit. That's great. The rest of the time, fucking cat poop salad. Thanks, Scott.
Alright, now here is the second one.
Number 1.
Now, I may be saying this is the same one that he did so-and-so. Like I said before, it's different. If you watch this video and compare the other one, you'll probably hear the reason. Take a look.
Number 1. Some teachers assign way too much homework. That's 90% of the class. What's the point of the test if I can get a freaking D on the test, a shit grade on the essay, but the homework's worth 500 points out of 600? Those classes, I guess, are easy. It's do the homework and you'll pretty much pass the class, but really, it's more tiring than anything. Number 2. Teachers who assign a crap ton of homework, but they're only worth 10 points at the end of the day. When you look at the total points in the class or whatever, all the homework adds up to 5%. Honestly, don't do it. It's not worth it. Use that time to study, use that time to finish other shit in class, because a lot of times it's a ridiculous amount of homework and you're slaving yourself for pretty much nothing. And some of them are a 4-page assignment, but it's only worth 5 points? Yeah. Screw it. Number 3, and I hate these kind of assignments because these homework assignments, it's all repetition. Like the teacher will give you a packet or a homework assignment, whatever. Let's just say, for example, it's math problems, 5 times 5, or you're learning a new formula, whatever it is. It's like 50 questions on the same thing. You know, like by the 5th problem, you're like, okay, you know, doing that, I got it. You know, like after the first few examples, you're like, I got how to do it, but there's 100 fucking more. What is this, standards? Like my hand is cramping, Mrs. Pops! And you literally spend like an hour doing the same fucking thing 100 times. Repetitive assignments like that are a waste of time. Like, dude, by the 5th problem, I got it. But there's 50 more? This sucks giraffe tits. The other types of homework I despise is the ones that are completely irrelevant from the test. Like, you do all the homework assignments, I never do, but people do all the homework assignments, and then the day of the test they're like, you know, none of these questions are on the test, professor. Like, I don't remember. Yeah, because, you know, they want to make it critical thinking tests or whatever it is. And even those ones are fucking bullshit. Because there are some that I run across and I'm like, okay, answer A makes sense, but so does answer B. And I've shit you not, there's been a time where I've called the teacher over, I've explained to him exactly why I think it could be answer A and B, and the guy says, oh, I see how you got that. I can see why you think that. And I'm sitting there like, so which one would it be, A or B? Which one do I put? And he goes, I'll put it to you this way. One's a little bit more correct than the other. One's a little more correct than the other. Nice job on your critical thinking test. So I might as well not even fucking do the homework if it's not going to be on the test. I might as well study or critically think at home. Whatever the hell that means. Number 5, a lot of students complain about repetitions. Like, I'm not retaining any information. You know, some of the homework assignments are fucking completely made up, completely irrelevant shit from the material. Like, yes, I could look at it and copy it down. You know, copying shit down doesn't mean I'm learning anything. Because when it comes to the actual test or whatever, you actually have to solve a problem. So the homework has, like, nothing to do with it. But to prepare you for the test, it doesn't actually serve a purpose. So you Google shit on your own. Like, haven't you ever heard of example problems, example essays on books you have to read or whatever? You might as well Google all that stuff to be prepared for the test than the homework or whatever. Because it's not plagiarism, it's influence. And the ones I really hate is when the teacher assigns you homework that's like completely out of fucking line. Sometimes it'll be an extra credit thing, but the assignment is like, take a fucking family trip to the Grand Canyon, grab a fucking boulder, stand on the very edge, roll it off the cliff, measure its fucking velocity and momentum when the sun's at a 45-degree angle on a Tuesday morning when the cattle come home. Way too grand for just 5 measly extra credit points. You did this whole piss bowl soup of a thing, and it's only worth like 5 points. Like half the class didn't even do it anyway. They just fucking bullshit about their experience or how to solve the problem or what they learned for those 5 points. No one actually goes out and does it. Because now it's not fucking homework, it's take a whole day's trip worth work. Waste an entire day outside work. And that's the last point. Some teachers are just a little too lazy, so sometimes they'll go, oh, you don't have any homework today, class, or you could do your homework in class. Well, it's not called homework anymore, it's called classwork. Let's get that straight. But honestly, evaluate your points, because I know so many dumb people in class who cry about it and go, I've done like all the homework assignments, and I still have a D+ in the class. Well, you should have realized what they were worth. Professor, is this part of the homework going to be on the test? No shit, is this your first time in class? Like, when are you ever going to ask the teacher and he's going to be like, oh, the homework questions? No, they're not going to be on the test whatsoever. The test is completely irrelevant to the homework assignments I'm giving you. Like, when's it really going to be that? And which is funny because sometimes it is. Sometimes, like, nothing on the test was part of the homework. You know, they'll give you another, oh, well, you know, I tried to make it more critical thinking or whatever the fuck bullshit reason they have. Honestly, homework in general, at least in America, sucks. Sometimes you'll get those awesome teachers, those awesome assignments, homework assignments where you're literally like, shit, like, I did learn, you know, it's straight to the point, I aced the test, I retained the information, it's good, the way it's written, perfect. God bless those moments. Otherwise, it's fucking cat poop salad.
Alright. Now, common sense alert. Evaluate your points, like Rob said. Evaluate your points. I mean, like, oh my god, I'm almost done, and I still got sit in that class. Well, you should have realized what you completed and what you completed. So, I mean, I've gotten A's and B's. I may have gotten some F's, but I've had to push myself. I had to put myself on I had to pressure myself to get good grades. So, next time homework happens, evaluate your points. Evaluate the type of homework you have. I mean, copying stuff down, like Rob said. I mean, you're not retaining anything by copying down. So, if you're doing vocab cards and you look at it on a screen, you go, next, 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 next. You're retaining nothing. You want to get it done as fast as you can. I mean, notes. Your teacher tells you get out a piece of paper, you're going to be taking notes because you can use them on the test. I've used my notes, I've used my view sheet to use a test, and I'm like, that's cheating. He's like, no, it's not cheating. It's just to help you out. I mean, are you crazy? You get a piece of paper to review your test. And then it's an easy 100. I may have passed some without the review, but half the time, it's like, if that's how you use review, if you tell you can use your review to test, listen to me. Don't use your review to test. Don't use it. If you fail, you fail. If you pass that review, good for you. Don't do it. You want to tell them that's cheating? Then go right ahead. But let me tell you, it's the same thing. The same thing. Coming up years ago, we talked about fireworks. Now, Rob is going to explain from a common sense perspective. Stay with us. And also, I talked about driving while intoxicated. Now I'm going to talk about the thing other drivers, like using a frickin' blanker for this Throwback Thursday. So stay with us. 3 years ago, I did an issue about asking the question, why fireworks are illegal in Texas or within city limits. Let me play that portion.
Okay. Listen good, y'all. Here at Give Me a Break, I talked about a lot of topics over the years, from school to harassment to profanity, violence in video games, but not unlike this topic you're going to hear about today. 2 days ago, there was a huge set of fireworks here in Corpus. And it was like a sleepless night. Nobody knows that it's illegal. It is illegal. ILLEGAL. It is fucking legal.
Legal.
In city limits, it is illegal. Nobody listens to the damn law about it. If you look at this tape, you could understand it. Look. Look. What the fuck? It is illegal. Fucking legal. It's like smuggling drugs into Mexico.
If I get a picture, let's come up with I was coming with George Lopez too. Tan loco smuggling drugs in Mexico. No me calon. My old friend Sam, who has a channel, commented on my videos saying I support fireworks everywhere. I also support legal marijuana. Well, good for you. Here's Rob with a common sense perspective.
Alright, everybody listen up. Let's not make June 28th, June 29th, the 4th of July. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a filmmaker. I record on the mics, on the camera, and for a 10-day span, I have to listen to explosions like let's save the fireworks for the 4th of July. You know, like the actual day, the 4th of of July, which nobody today popping fireworks or getting drunk at the beach even has a clue of what that day stands for. But it's still, oh my God, the 4th of July, let's go get turned, let's go get drunk. It happens every year consistently, and it always reminds me of, you know what, I'm starting to hate this entire week around 4th of July. Don't get me wrong, I love America. 3 cheers for the red, white, and blue. Believe me, I'm gonna be grilling hot dogs and having a pool party. But please, save the fireworks for the 4th of July. And everybody out there that has a dog, it's like a chain reaction. One little thing goes off, and it's nothing but... These kids or drunk adults are starting June 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. Let's just make it June 31st. Why not prolong it a little bit more? Every time I try to do something, every year I'm like, this is the one where my dog's gonna lose its mind. It's gonna break down in seizures from anxiety. Can't get any work done for a span of 10 days because every time I'm trying to film or record, and I'm on a roll, it just. And then the littlest CL said, "Son of a bitch!" Redo it, or if you're watching a movie, or just want some peace and quiet. And if you're watching this July 5th, 6th, July 7th, or even a week after the 4th of July, I'm pretty sure you're gonna still be hearing those leftover fireworks. Like, oh, all these kids ran off, they're like, illegally, like, oh, let's, I know this place, Billy, I know this place that sells fireworks, bro. Billy knows a guy, in his truck, he sells fireworks, and he has the illegal ones, like illegal fireworks. And they start blowing it up here and there, 7 days before the 4th of July. And then after 4th of July, it's always, oh, we got some leftovers. I saved some in my pocket, bro. My mom doesn't know. Look, we're gonna go off and set it over here in the dumpster. We're just gonna run. Let me record and do my work in peace, bro. At least for my dog.
For my dog. Okay. All right. Common sense alert. Save the fireworks. Save it. I want peace and quiet. I don't want if I'm recording an episode of the show and also I'm here. I gotta start all over. Or if I have a pet. We want peace and quiet. We don't want to be hearing all the leftover fireworks. Save it for the 4th of July. And again, I emphasize here, in the state of Texas, it's illegal to set off fireworks in city limits. I urge you. It may be legal in your state, but if you live in Texas, you have the right to carry a taser, you have the right to carry a gun, but you do not have the right to set fireworks off in city limits. That is illegal. It's against the law, you go to jail. Unlike this viral video right here from a 6-second video. Take a look.
This is what we're looking for. Perfect.
And that's why you don't set up fireworks in the store. You can be arrested and sent to jail for freaking arson. Up next, driving while intoxicated. I talked about this in June in 2020. I want to talk about other things never mentioned, like using your freaking blinker. Stay with us. All right. Back in 2020, I focused on driving while intoxicated. That's one of the types of drivers you want to avoid. Earlier this season, we focused on facing danger, wrong way drivers. That's the same thing as a drunk driver. There are some other things that I had not been able to talk about. Excuse me. Sorry about that. One of those is how to use your freaking blinker.
positive message going out to all of you about driving safely. It's tragic seeing lives lost to car accidents when it could be prevented. A safety message from loving Rob to all of you out there. There's one thing that drivers, forget to do, and sadly, it's a very easy thing to do. And I want to calmly express this bizarre tactic. It's brand new, and that one very useful thing is to use your blinkers! You know what a blinker is? Like on the car. Like, you went and took your driving test and for your license, and they were like, oh, where's the blinker? And you're like, driving instructor, I really don't know where the blinker is. There was a high school kid down my street who died because a driver struck him. It was a hit and run, actually. And on that same corner, another accident that happened right in front of my eyes. And about 5 times where I would have literally wrecked my car had it not been for my fast reaction to get away from another car who didn't use their blinker, who absolutely just turned right onto me, or cut me off, or literally came shooting out without me knowing because their blinker wasn't on. You know what pisses me off? Drivers drive like their dad owns that road. It's the pompous, egotistical drivers that don't use their blinker. I get it, sometimes you forget, or sometimes it's really not necessary because there's no one out on the road. I get it, but let me teach you why it's not hard. Picture this, for demonstration purposes, being your driving wheel, like this. The blinker, ladies and gentlemen, it looks something like this. Here's the wheel in your car, you're cruising down with your bestie or with your friends. Surprisingly, it's right here. Look at this. When you're cruising with your homies, when there's some fine chick, jogging down the block, I don't know why that matters, but you need to change your lane. Look at this. Look. Do you see my hand, Tyler?
Mm-hmm.
You see my hand? What's that?
Blinker.
Blinker. Yeah.
Blinker.
I'll model it out for you. Oh, I need a turn? That's it! That is literally, it's not even a question of time or laziness. It's literally, and this stupid thing, believe it or not, this simple thing can save lives. Literally. So if you're not going 90 miles per hour, disregarding selfishly everyone else's life on the road, you can at least, that's so much of a big deal. God help the drivers.
They never use turn signals in Fast and the Furious. That's a bad message.
That's a very bad message.
All
Even in Fast, I don't know if we could put that in there.
They probably can. Now, for all you non-blinkers out there, common sense. There's a common sense what I'm giving you the bird. To all the people out there that don't use their blinkers, that's for you. Now, you need to use the blinker. That thing can save lives. It's the thing in your left-hand side. Vroom, vroom. It's like that. It's a simple device to use. I mean, there was an accident. Like I told you before, this season, there was an accident. And here's another thing about drivers. They accidentally hit the person. And they feel bad about it. Oh my God, I hit someone. I feel very bad about it. This happened 2 weeks ago. This happened 2 days ago. I witnessed the whole damn thing. I saw it happen. He's calling 911. I'm sitting there playing my guitar. I'm playing my guitar in the intersection of Walter PID. And the guy in the wheelchair, he crosses. This guy hits him in the ankle. No, he hits him in the ankle. He's bleeding fucking everywhere. I stop playing and he's calling 911. I'm trying to figure what can I do. I direct traffic. And to all you people out there that say people have died from directing traffic, you're an idiot. I didn't die. If you see people die from directing traffic, you're a miracle. You are a miracle. You're a miracle, and I want you to prove it. I want you to prove to me that people have died from directing traffic. I mean, you don't direct traffic. I mean, I gotta keep the line going. What was I gonna do? Have to sit there and wait for the police to come? No, I did a damn thing. Driving while intoxicated, y'all, don't get wasted this weekend. If you do get wasted, it's your own damn fault. It's your own damn fault.
What the fuck was that? I made a rant about this before. I'll put the video link in the description below. I mainly talked about how drivers have no idea how to use a blinker. I want to talk about other points that I didn't mention in my previous rant in this one. And for demonstration purposes, we're going to start off talking about the specific drivers who have no clue which lane to pick. You see them like swerving in between the lanes and they're driving right on the line. You're behind them like, pick a lane. I'm trying to go around. I don't know what you're doing. I can imagine these people who do this in their car like, should I pick this lane or that lane? I mean, both these lanes are, it's kind of, we'll just swerve like this. We'll just swerve in between. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. Just pick a lane, man. Now my next point. Drivers who drive way too slow, but specifically during traffic hour. Like you're stuck at a red light. I'm the kind of driver who, as soon as it turns green, I'll accelerate, man. You got a car, use it. People take their fucking sweet ass time. Like it just changes green, and they're just like, by the time they go, and the other slow drivers, like behind them, only 3 cars pass that intersection until it turns fucking red again. Takes 20 minutes to cross 1 block. Thanks, fuckface. And the women, I have so many videos of this. They just have to put on their makeup in the car. If you're a woman and you're guilty of putting on makeup in your car, you really just gotta admit it to yourself and say, I really should do it at home. And if you don't have time, too fucking bad. It's not gonna save time like, I'll just do my makeup in the car and save time. How long is the drive? What are you gonna put your fucking makeup on for half an hour? It's drivers like you who ruin it for everyone else. Put your fucking makeup on before you leave the house. And if you don't have time for your makeup, then wake up a little bit earlier. And if you can't wake up a little bit earlier, too bad, so sad, you're gonna look like an ugly fucking duckling going to your work or wherever it is you're driving to. And the people who text, like, you can always tell they're texting while driving because they're just stuck at a light, they're not moving, something's up. Oh, and these drivers, this is a good one. When you want to turn into a main street, or you're waiting to make a left or right hand turn, and you're just waiting, you see them coming, so you're like, oh, I'll just, wait for him because he's going to be passing by. Then they slow down, and you're thinking, should I go? Is he going to speed up, because that happens too. But they slow down almost to a stop, and they turn right onto your street. And you're like, fucking thanks. You couldn't have your blinker on at least 20 feet before, so I would have been like, oh, he's turning. Okay, I'm not going to waste my time sitting here. I'll go. Because otherwise, you miss the gap of cars, and an entire lane of traffic comes up again. But it's like, just put your blinker on before, so I know you're turning. Cool, thanks. Now I can go. But no, they're just, And this has happened to me before. Let me know if this has happened to you or if it really is only me. It's happened a few times, but it's really one of those moments where you're like, I don't fucking get it. Like, I don't understand why people do this. It's when I have a stop sign, I have a stop sign, I gotta stop, I gotta wait for the cars and then I can go, or I'm trying to make a turn, whatever it is. I have a stop sign and the other person has a right of way. Makes sense. I gotta wait. It's when the person who has the right of way literally stops, causing traffic. People behind them start fucking honking, like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Just stopped in the middle of the road, People have to, drive behind him and cause a huge scene, and lets me go. Like, oh, come on, go ahead, I'm letting you go. Why are you letting me go? I have a stop sign. You have the right of way. Drive. You can't stop in the
middle of the fucking street. But people do that. I have a stop sign and they're going, they're like, and they slow down. I'm like, what the hell's he doing? He stops and he goes, I'm like, buddy, you don't even have a stop sign. Fucking drive. You're trying to be nice. You're being too nice. You're being nice when it's not needed. Like you're breaking the law. It makes no fucking sense. People can't follow the law because they're stupid. Now they're breaking the law because they're too nice. I'm fucking lost. And some people have the nerve. They have the audacity to stop and be like, oh, hurry up and go. Like it's my fault now. I'm sitting at my stop sign waiting, but it's my fault now. You know what their attitude? They're like, oh, trying to let me pass. What the hell's wrong with people? Did they get their license from a Kellogg's Fruit Loops box? Did they go to Victoria's Secret and had like one of those 3 panties on sale for 35% off promotions, and with that you get a free driver's license? Is there some sort of promotion I really don't know about? Or do they actually go to the DMV and take their driver's license test? Because if they do they suck off their instructor too? Or do instructors these days just feel sorry for teens, you know? Because this generation of teens are just, oh, I'm so offended, I'm so hurt, I cry about every fucking little thing. That they fail the test, but their driving instructor is like, you know, you made a few mistakes, but I'll give you a pass. And the test is a fucking joke. If you've taken it, you know. If you're going to take it, it's a fucking joke. It's literally like, make a left here, okay. You know, blinker. Pull up here, okay. Driving 25 miles per hour in the little residential area. Okay, and pull up and park here. Good job, Timmy. You're street legal. You're good. And driving overall is easy. It's so fucking easy. It's structured. It's limited. Yet it's one of the leading causes of death. Yeah, a lot of that is DUI, but still, what I'm saying is people are stupid. Last but not least, it's the fucking parking lots. Oh, do these blow my mind. You'll pull up in a, grocery store parking lot, wherever you drive. I can't be the only one here. It's when someone pulls up or they're blocking traffic, and there's traffic going out to the street and you're like, what the fuck's this person doing? And they're waiting specifically for like one spot. When there's like 50 other open spots available, they just have to drive another 40 feet. But they don't want to do that, Now we're lazy in the car. Now people are too lazy in the car. I'm like, I can't do that. I don't know what it is, common decency. I don't have the nerve to block traffic behind me. God forbid they walk 30 feet. I can't do that. I can't block traffic like that and sit there for fucking 5 minutes and go around me. I don't care. I get it. Maybe some people are having a bad day. Maybe their dog just died or they got fired. Sure. But the way I see it is we're adults. We can't reflect, anger out into the world and other people that really just don't deserve it, Let's just deal with those problems when we get home. Don't shove it out to others. And that's what I'm saying. Parking lots, same thing. They'll see a fucking open spot. I want that one. And then they'll stop there, and people are behind, that car, some going all the way out to the street, blocking people from driving. Like, literally, they can't even get to the next intersection because they want that spot. Because they won't drive 30 feet around the lot and go to the 15 other ones open. I kid you not. I kid you not. When I go grocery shopping, this happens all the time. If it's me, fucking gas your car, go around, park, go. These people, I want that spot. They feel entitled. I don't know what it is, but they're just on a high horse. They want that spot. It's hilarious to me because a lot of times it's like, I want that one. And they'll wait, and they'll wait, and they'll wait for fucking Samantha and her 4 kids to load up the car full of 7,000 bags of groceries she just fucking happened to buy for her hibernation season. And they'll sit there for 20 minutes waiting for this one spot when there are 30 available spots just around the corner. It makes no sense. You could have parked, got out your car, and been inside the store by that time. During this entire time, you're waiting. You could have literally been inside the store. Now we're being lazy in cars. God forbid your fat ass leaves your car 10 feet further from the grocery store, so you did 10 feet a bit of extra walking. God forbid you fucking lazy, fat, illogical, senseless prick.
And even idiots don't even know it. Back in a moment with common sense. Stay with us. Alright, common sense alert. How hard is it to take the driving test? I mean, it's not a joke. It's the real thing. It's a thing you're required to do. Thank God I don't drive, but why don't you drive? Why don't you get your license? Because I don't want to be in an accident. That's why. And it's the leading cause of death. DUI is the cause of death here. I mean, texting while driving. I mean, there's a lot of things. You text while drive. I mean, you ever see those Thomas J. Henry commercials? They damn well know what they're talking about. Damn well know. And even people who put on their makeup. I'm not going to offend women, but if you want to put on your makeup, you pull over to the side where there's no cars coming. Pull over to a parking lot. And you can put on your makeup. Do whatever. No disrespect, whatever. Or do it before you leave. That's one of two ways. That's common sense perspective for everything. And now blinkers. Again, you got to use your blinker. It's a piece of plastic on your left-hand side. It's what you have to use. You don't use your blinker, you get a ticket from the police. That's common sense perspective right there. Now, I want that spot. I want this spot. You could have just used the other spots. There's like other spots, and you want to sit there like Sheldon going, that's my spot. This ain't Big Bang Theory. This ain't Sheldon Cooper. Or it could be Driving Cooper. Anyway, that's common sense perspective. Come up on Green Bay Friday. Why teachers are angry at their students for their boyfriends or husbands dumping them. And skateboarders getting arrested. That's our next Throwback Thursday when skateboarders get arrested. That's next Thursday. That's it for Throwback Thursday. I'll see you again Green Bay Friday, and I'll see you next week for Throwback Thursday. Good night, everyone.